today with our Financial Aid and FAFSA webinar hosted by LELA, Louisiana Education Loan Authority. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your lunch hour to join us, and we hope you receive some valuable information that will help you with this financial aid process today. My name is Christy Smith, and I am leading us through the first session of our webinar, and these are the topics we're going to go over. I will help us through the overview of our financial aid, and then I'm going to turn it over to a colleague, Ms. Ann Carmichael. She's going to take you from start to finish on the FAFSA application. And then our boss, Ms. Joni Leggio, will be here to help us with some of our scholarships that we offer through LELA, and then some services too. And then we'll wrap up with some questions and answers. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you do have some questions, if you'll just enter those for us, we'll be glad to address those at the end of our webinar. All right, let's talk just for a few minutes about financial aid. Financial aid to me, if you will think of an umbrella. Some people aren't really sure what exactly financial aid is, but it's all of the money that we use to help pay for college. And so if you think about an umbrella, there are several different types of financial aid that would fall underneath that. And so we've got these listed today: institutional dollars and private dollars, state government dollars, and then also the federal government dollars. And we're going to break those down and just look and see exactly what those are about. As we think about institutional dollars, these are the kind of dollars that are funded through the colleges and the universities. Some of those may be your academic scholarships that are awarded to students, and those primarily are based upon their grades from high school, their GPA, also their ACT scores. But some of the other scholarships may not be so much the academic type, but are based upon their leadership abilities or their athletic abilities and music and different sorts of scholarships that the schools award to the students. Be sure and check with those schools and see if you have not received, your child or your student has not received a scholarship from the school. Check with them and see if there are dollars available based upon their abilities, whether it be academic or extracurricular. And then also check to see if there are any type of housing scholarships or leadership awards, because all the money put together definitely helps pay for those costs. Other resources available are through private scholarships. These are the scholarships that you have to do a little work to find. Many people look for scholarships online, and there are many out there, but they may be a little bit harder to find. But we hear that there are lots and lots of dollars that go unused from year to year. So we want to find those as best as we can. So private scholarships, I would encourage you all to search locally. First of all, please check within your parish and see what type of scholarships are awarded through your parish. One best place to find those would be through your local guidance counselor at your high school. They are the point of contact for those scholarships that are on the outside that people are trying to award to the high school students, and so they contact the guidance counselor, and that's the place that they send the information. So please check with your guidance office, and also check with any of the clubs and societies and organizations in town, whether it be the sheriff's office or the Rotary Club. Check and see what's available and be sure and apply. Sometimes churches will award a scholarship. So if you are a member of a church, please check to see if they offer scholarships. Parents, any of the jobs that you may have, they may offer a scholarship for employees and employees' children, so please check with them. Sometimes those are things that we forget about, so please just check and see if they offer scholarships. I already mentioned some parish awards, but please check with that. And then any of the other not-for-profits, such as like Daughters of the American Revolution, American Legion, scholarships such as those are awarded each year, so definitely take advantage of that and apply. And then, of course, we have many scholarships through our organization, Ask LELA. Joni will go over those in just a little bit, but we offer scholarships month to month, and they're as easy as random drawings as well as essay contests and things of that nature. So there are many dollars available, but these are just a few that we offer, and then we also have an entire list on our website. So if you are still trying to determine where in the world can I find some scholarships? Be sure and check on Ask Leela's website, and there is an entire list. Another type of scholarship or dollars that are available under that umbrella of financial aid would be through our state government dollars. And this, we are often aware of the top scholarship. So this is, falls under our state because that is done through Louisiana. Not every state offers the top scholarship. That is through Louisiana. And then here are a few others that are run through our state, and that's the Rockefeller State Wildlife Scholarship, the GO Grant, and a few others that are listed. Of course, that doesn't apply to every student, but those are some dollars that you can check into to see if that would be of benefit to your student. And then finally, the ones that are so important that we're here to talk about today would be the ones through our federal government. These are not only scholarships, some of these are not scholarships actually, these are dollars awarded through our federal government, and so these are all determined through the FAFSA. So it is so important that students and parents get that FAFSA completed because this is the reason why. We want to find out if your student will be eligible for any of these dollars listed here. So first of all, just for a minute, let's talk about these. We have the Pell Grant. And the Pell Grant is the one that everybody would want because it's the free dollars that you do not have to pay back. The Pell Grant for this upcoming school year, the maximum award will be $5,730. Not every student will receive the full amount of a Pell Grant. Some people will. Some people may receive a portion of that, and some students may not receive any Pell Grant. And there is no magic number for that. Everyone just needs to complete their FAFSA to find out if they will be eligible for the Pell Grant. This is per year. Let's just be aware of that. This is per year. The next one that's listed is the FSEOG, which is the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. This is similar to the Pell Grant, but it's not the exact same. It is a grant in which you do not pay back, but this is based per college. Each college and university have designated dollars set aside for this award, but it is not for every student. It is for the neediest students. So typically the students who receive a full Pell Grant would be eligible first and foremost for this FSEOG grant. And so each school has a different amount and a different determination of how they will award the money. So please get your FAFSA done as quickly as possible so that if you are eligible for a full Pell Grant, then you possibly could be eligible to receive an additional grant, which is the FSEOG. You don't need to do anything different except complete your FAFSA, and then if you would be awarded that, then they will let you know. Another opportunity through this FAFSA is the work study program. You will be asked on the FAFSA if you are interested in work study. I would encourage you to check yes, even if you are not sure if that's something that you would like to have. Work study is a job on campus. You would work no more than 20 hours per week, and the types of jobs that some students may be able to get would be possibly working in the library on campus or maybe working in the rec center, answering telephones in an office. We're not talking about manual labor that's really hard. We're talking about opportunities for students to be able to assist, but then also at times when it's not real busy that they could actually do their homework and study for a test that may be coming up the next hour. Again, work study is only about 20 hours per week. They would receive an actual paycheck, so this is a great opportunity to have some spending money for students. It does not have to be every semester. If a student has a semester that carries some really hard classes, they may not want to work as much or work at all that semester, so it can vary. So that's the opportunity for work study. Now, students are going to have to find their own job, so please work with the financial aid office and find out, or maybe even the admissions office, it could vary from school to school, to see how they can find out about jobs that are available on campus for work study. And then finally, we have the opportunity for loans. This is the way that students can go about receiving a loan. If they need a loan, there are a couple of different kinds. The one that's listed first is the Perkins loan, and if your school offers the Perkins loan and you do need money for college, that would be in the form of a loan. I encourage you to take out your loan through the Perkins program. The Perkins loan is through the institution. It is not through the federal government, and you would make your repayment back to the school. And it does have a fixed interest rate of 5%, so that's a really good rate, and it's fixed for the life of the loan. So you could borrow your money through the Perkins loan program. It is $5,500 is the maximum for their first year also, if need be. The other loan that we primarily hear about is through the direct loan program, the Stafford Student Loan Program. That's still around. It's just under a different ownership now. That's through our federal government through the direct loan program. And freshmen, again, for this can take out a maximum of $5,500 in subsidized money. And so this is per year. So it's not going to go very far, but it definitely will help. And we just have to remember we have to add all of the different types of monies together so that when we get to the bottom line that we don't have as much to have to pay out of pocket. So this is for the student. This is a loan that would be in their name. And we just want to remind students and parents that this is a last resort. Please do not borrow money just to have it and just because it is offered to you. Borrow it only if you need it. And finally, it is you have the opportunity to repay your student loans after you graduate, or either if you drop below half-time or if you drop out of school completely. You have 6 months after that, and then you would begin repayment on your student loans. And then finally, we have the Parent Plus loan. If students aren't able to pay for everything in their own ways, parents may have to borrow a Parent Plus loan. And so a little bit different for that quickly is just that they would have to go through a credit check, and then they could borrow a bit more money than the student, up to cost of attendance minus the financial aid that they have received. And then they will have to begin repayment on that loan once it has been fully dispersed. If you do have questions about any of this, we'll answer those at the end, but this is the umbrella, the facet under the umbrella of federal dollars. And then we're just going to wrap up this financial aid process through this slide, and then we're going to turn it over to Ann for the FAFSA itself. So these are just step-by-step, what's going on and what is it that you need to be doing if you haven't already done that. So first and foremost, students that are on today, please make sure that you have applied to the university or the universities that you're interested in attending. They need to know that you are interested in their school, so please be sure and apply. If you have not been accepted to those schools, please contact the Office of Admissions and find out what it is that you're missing from your file so that they can get that from you and go ahead and get you completed. Secondly, you need to apply for those scholarships. It's probably past many deadlines for scholarships through the schools, but double check and see. Some schools may have some extended deadlines or some scholarships that don't have a specific deadline that was earlier in the year. So please double check on that and apply for scholarships through the schools, and then also other scholarships that we've already talked about today that are just now beginning to come out. So those deadlines will be coming up soon. Be sure and complete your FAFSA. And then once you have completed your FAFSA, you will receive a student aid report. And that's very important to review to make sure that you do not make mistakes on your FAFSA. If for some reason you do need to make some corrections to your FAFSA or to the student aid report, you can go back into your FAFSA. You can either add another school or make any kind of corrections need be, and be sure and do that in a timely manner. Another thing that's very important in this process is setting up your college account. Many schools have their own type of email account through their university, like Northwestern in Natchitoches has mynSULA.edu. Louisiana Tech has one, and it's called their BOSS account. LSU has MyLSU. So students, whichever school you are attending or planning to attend, you'll need to set that up because that's the way that the colleges will be communicating with you. So please get that done. And then number 7, anytime that you are selected for verification or your school is requesting more information from you, please be sure to get that done immediately. That probably will be done through your account on the college, so please check that. And if there's anything that you need to return to the school, please get that done immediately. They will not be able to complete your application for admission or your financial aid application until everything has been returned. This is very important. You do not want to be paying out of pocket for your bill at the end just because your financial aid was not completed. So please get that done. Again, make sure that you complete all documents. You'll be looking for these things to come, your data form, and if you're interested in student loans, your request for your student loan, your entrance and exit counseling, and then anything else that they require. Please be sure and get that done and get it returned to them. And then finally, the one we're all looking for is your award letter. Be sure you can get your award letter signed, and you will want to accept the awards or either decline the awards. So this is your opportunity to accept your Pell Grant if you are offered that, your SEOG, your work study, your student loans, anything of that nature. Be sure to accept it or decline it and return it back to the school. So that's kind of the overview for federal financial aid and all the different kinds of financial aid, and TOPS as well. TOPS, the application, is the FAFSA. Just wanted to include that before we turn it over to Ann for the FAFSA. But if we have left something out, or if you have questions about the financial aid process and primarily about scholarships and the money itself, please jot us a question down and we'll be glad to address that at the very end. But I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Ann Carmichael, and she's going to take us through the FAFSA application.
Okay, let's talk about the FAFSA. The free application for federal student aid, referred to as FAFSA, is your application for all student financial aid. It also serves as your TOPS application if you've met all of the requirements. Gather all the documents that you'll need to complete the FAFSA. These will include the student's Social Security card, both parents' Social Security cards, the student's driver's license, the student's 2014 income tax return, both parents' 2014 income tax returns, and information about assets such as cash, savings, and checking account balances. Also, the net worth of businesses, if applicable. Use the free FAFSA website, fafsa.gov. Don't pay somebody else to submit the FAFSA for you. This is what the home page looks like. And you'll find announcements, deadlines, college planning videos, and contact information for the Department of Education. If you have questions, you can always email, call, or participate in an online chat with a FAFSA representative. To begin, we're going to start a new FAFSA. To return to a saved FAFSA, we would log in. The FAFSA should be completed from the student's perspective, but questions will be asked about the parents. When beginning a new page, always look for the sidebar on the left. We're in the Students section right now, and this is the student login page. Enter the student's first name, last name, just like it's printed on your Social Security card. For your protection, the Department of Education is going to contact the Social Security Administration to verify your identity, so don't use any nicknames. Enter your Social Security number if you have one, and if you don't have one, you need to apply now because you can't complete a FAFSA without it. Enter the student's date of birth in the format requested. Carefully review your answers on this page because information provided can't be changed after you select Next. To receive federal student financial aid, you must complete a FAFSA every school year. If you plan to attend college between July 1st, 2015 and June 30th of 2016, press Start 2015-16 FAFSA. Create a password between 4 and 8 characters long. Your password will be used to access your saved FAFSA so that you can make a correction at a school or review your student aid report. The introduction page will explain the FAFSA process, so read about each topic. And use the Next and Previous buttons to move from page to page, because if you use the internet browser arrows, you could lose FAFSA data. Answer all the questions in the Student Demographic Information section and throughout the FAFSA. even if you have to answer "I don't know" or enter a 0. Because if you leave any blanks, your financial aid could be delayed. Enter your last name, your first name, and middle initial as shown on your Social Security card. Enter your date of birth in the format required. Answer the question about your gender, and provide a permanent mailing address. Answer the residency question and provide your permanent telephone number and email address. If you don't have an email address, you should create one now, because the Department of Education is going to contact you in this manner with information about your federal student aid. Answer the marital status question and provide your driver's license number if you have one. If you're unsure about a question on the FAFSA, click in the box directly below the question and look for the sidebar on the right entitled Help and Hints. You'll find a detailed description of the question and be given advice on how to answer it. If you need to exit the FAFSA at any time, use the Save button at the bottom of each page. Answer questions about your citizenship. Guys have to be registered with Selective Service to receive federal student financial aid. So if you haven't already done so, or if you're unsure, check Register Me. If you're interested in work study, which is on-campus employment, you'll state so on this page. If you've ever been in the foster care system, answer yes. There may be additional state and federal assistance for you. There may also be federal assistance to first-generation students, so be sure to answer the questions about your parents' highest school level completed. Enter the name, city, and state of your high school. But if you're homeschooled or received a GED, you can leave this section blank. If errors occur anywhere on the form, you'll be alerted by a large red box explaining the errors. So correct any errors before moving on to the next page. You can add up to 10 colleges to your FAFSA. If you know the federal school code, enter it and press search. Or search for the school by city, state, and name. Place a check by your school and use the Add tab to move it to the selected columns, the Selected Schools column. Each selected school will receive your FAFSA results. And once you've been accepted for admission, you'll be considered for federal student financial aid. On the school selection summary page, you'll be asked to state your housing plans for each campus. Will you live on campus, with a parent, or off campus? The College Financial Aid Office will use this information to determine your cost of attendance. The results of your answers on this page will determine your dependency status for FAFSA purposes. Answer yes or no to each of the questions listed. If you answer no to all of these questions, you'll be considered a dependent student. If you answer yes to any of these questions, you'll be considered an independent student. If you're uncertain how to answer these questions, you can always refer to the Help and Hints sidebar on the right. Independent students must be prepared to provide all legal documents supporting their independent status to the Financial Aid Office for verification. Review your dependency status results. Dependent students must select I will provide parental information if they want to be considered for federal grants. If a dependent student selects I am unable to provide parental information, he will only be considered for federal student loans. If a dependent student selects unable to provide parental information, the FAFSA will not be considered complete, and your expected family contribution, or EFC, won't be calculated. Once you submit your FAFSA without parental data, you must follow up with the financial aid administrator at the college or colleges you plan to attend and provide documentation to verify your situation. If you feel that you have special circumstances, read this section and then proceed as directed. As you can see on the sidebar on the left, we're now in the parent section. So answer these questions from the parent's perspective. If you're unable or unsure who to include as your legal parents, click on the bold and underlined word parents for clarification. On this page, enter your parents' tax information using their 2014 IRS income tax return. If your parents aren't going to file a tax return, simply state not going to file. At this time, you can use their W-2s or report how much they earned in wages in 2014. Use the IRS data retrieval tool to expedite the process. Your parents must have a PIN to access the IRS website, so if they don't have one, they should apply for one now. Once you select Link to IRS, you'll be directed to the IRS website. You're now leaving FAFSA on the web, so press OK to continue. And press OK to retrieve your tax data. The fields shown here in red will be pre-filled based on your FAFSA responses, so don't make any changes to the pre-filled data. Answer all required fields using the information on your printed tax return, and add a post office box if you used one on your tax return. Then press Submit. If you don't want to continue, you can select Return to FAFSA and answer the questions manually at this point. Be certain all information on this page is correct before you submit. This information will be used to answer some of the questions on the FAFSA. Check Transfer My Tax Information into the FAFSA, and then press Transfer Now. If your parent chooses not to use the IRS data retrieval tool, you may answer these questions manually. With a copy of your parent's 2014 income tax return in front of you, answer the questions about your parent's taxed income. Check any federal benefits programs that your parents participated in, or check none of the above. Answer questions about your parents' additional financial information, and answer questions about your parents' untaxed income. Refer to the Help and Hint sidebar if you're unsure, or initiate an online chat with a FAFSA representative by pressing the Help button at the top of this page. Remember, don't change any of the pre-filled information that was transferred using the IRS data retrieval tool. Report your parents' cash, checking and savings accounts balances, and the net worth of your parents' investments, including real estate, but not your parents' home. Report the net worth of your parents' current businesses and investment farms if they have any. Enter a 0 in any field that does not pertain to you. Provide student tax information. The questions in this section are the same as those asked in the parent section. Students may also use the IRS data retrieval tool if they filed a 2014 income tax return. Use the student's PIN or apply for a PIN now to link to the IRS website. You will leave FAFSA on the web, which will take you to the IRS website. Some of your federal income tax information will be displayed, but fill in all the required fields and don't change any information that was pre-filled. Press Submit when you're confident that all your answers are correct. Check Transfer My Tax Information into the FAFSA and Transfer Now to continue. With the student's 2014 federal income tax return in front of you, answer all the questions about the student's taxed income. Answer the additional financial income questions and complete the untaxed income section. Continue to complete this section, including questions about students' assets. Let's sign and submit. Select View or Print Your FAFSA information to see all the FAFSA questions and your answers to them. And you can make any changes necessary now before you sign and submit the FAFSA. Print the page and keep it for your records. Return to the Sign and Submit page. You should sign the FAFSA using the student's pen. The pen is your electronic signature, and you'll use it to sign your FAFSA every time you apply for federal student aid. If you don't have one, you can apply for one on this page. Read the terms of agreement and select Agree. Next to the Sign button, you'll enter your pen and sign your FAFSA. You'll repeat the process for the parent signature, and remember, only one parent is required to sign the FAFSA. If you're confident that everything is correct, select Submit My FAFSA Now. The confirmation page should appear within a minute or so. Select Print this page and save it for your records. Make a copy of all the documents you used to complete the FAFSA, because you may be asked to provide supporting documentation at a later date. Read the topics under What Happens Next and review your eligibility information. You should see your expected family contribution, or EFC. This number is used by the College Financial Aid Office to determine your student financial aid eligibility. Your Pell Grant estimate and your direct Stafford loan estimate should be shown as well. Remember that this is simply a recommendation to the Financial Aid Office and is not your final award. Check your email often, because the Department of Education and the colleges will be responding to you in this manner. Once you've submitted the FAFSA, it should take about 3 to 5 business days to fully process. You can check the status of your FAFSA by logging in at the home page, FAFSA.gov. If you see your current application status is processing, that means that your FAFSA has not completely processed. So at this point, you can't view or make any changes to the FAFSA. If you see Processed Successfully, the colleges you entered will have received your FAFSA information. As soon as you've been accepted to a college, a financial aid administrator will be determining your financial student aid award. If you see on hold missing signatures, please provide signatures, because until you do so, your application is not fully processed. You'll then see Sign the FAFSA electronically now, or print a signature page, which you can sign manually and mail to the Department of Education. If you need additional assistance completing your FAFSA, attend a LELA FAFSA completion workshop or request one-on-one assistance from a LELA representative at lela@info.org.
Thank you so much, Ann. That was great information, and I want to thank Christy Smith, too, as well. We also have a couple of behind-the-scenes representatives that I want to thank, and that would be our IT representative, Emily Singleton, and our public relations representative, Catherine Heitman. So I just want to tell you that I know this is a lot of information, so we know you're going to have questions. We don't see that any questions have come up yet on our panel, so please be sure to submit those if you have any. You can also go to our Facebook page and post any questions that you might have there, and of course you can call us. For those of you who are lucky enough to be in the Baton Rouge and surrounding area, we do have a FAFSA completion workshop coming up at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library this Saturday at 10 a.m. Actually, it runs from 10 to 12, so you can come at any time during that time. Bring all of your tax documents and other documents that you may need, and we can send that list to you if you just email us at info@lila.org, and we will let you know exactly what you need to bring on Saturday. We do still have spots available, so please let us know if you would like for us to hold you a spot. As we had said earlier, Lila is a nonprofit, so all of our services are free, and this is just a list of some of our services that we do offer in addition to one-on-one assistance and FAFSA completion. We have recently opened our College Planning Center here in Baton Rouge on Acadian Thruway. If you would like to speak to a representative and ask for assistance, you can call us and set up an appointment. Students can come in and access our Wi-Fi, and we will be happy to help you with any of your college planning needs. Also, Lila is available to work with high school guidance counselors on providing workshops on their campuses. We have been to numerous campuses already this season. We can be set up in your computer lab in the library where parents can come in and meet with us one-on-one for assistance. So please let us know if you have any of those requests. Although Lila is a nonprofit, we do have a small budget for some scholarship opportunities, and one that is ongoing throughout the year for high school seniors is a quarterly random drawing. It's a $1,000 award that we award every quarter just for students going to our website, signing up. It's a random drawing. We do the same thing on our Facebook page. So be sure to go to our Facebook page, like us at Ask Lila, and then students post your name, your high school, and your graduation year on our Facebook wall. And that is also a random drawing that is $1,000 every quarter. We recently started our Twitter account, so please follow us on Twitter, and we are awarding $1,000 at the end of the school year. The deadline is April 30th for our Twitter followers. Every year we also coordinate a holiday art scholarship contest. So we would like a talented senior to design our holiday card. So if there are any parents on the line who have juniors or upcoming seniors, please be sure to let your talented students know about this. We will be starting this at the beginning of next school year. And currently we have our Financial Aid Awareness Month campaign going on. We are awarding $5,000 in scholarships. We kicked off this campaign in February, and we want high school seniors to tell us what they are doing to plan for college, either in the form of an essay or a video. So the odds of winning some money in this contest are very good. We have some trickling in. The deadline is coming up at the end of the month, so seniors, you do still have time to get your essay or video in. Also, as a part of this campaign, we have an Instagram photo contest. So you can post your photo on Ask Lila, and I'll get to a little more details about that in just a minute. We have a hashtag IFiledFAFSA as well. And then our Financial Literacy Scholarship is a $1,000 award. We have a financial literacy page that assists students in setting up checking accounts, working on their budgets, and we have a financial IQ quiz that you can take to be entered into this award. This is just a screenshot of our website, and as you can see, the orange round circle to the left, register to win a $1,000 scholarship. That is where you would sign up to be in that drawing. Also, in our bulletin board, you can see that, well, this hasn't been updated. Sorry about that. But if you go to our website, you can sign up for the workshop as well from our bulletin board. This is a copy of some scholarships that Leela has compiled for you to make it easy for you to go through and see if you think you might qualify for anything. You can reach this spreadsheet from our webpage. On the bottom left-hand corner, there is a scholarship search button, or you can go to leela.org/free-money-search. This is more detailed information on our Cash for College contest. Again, we will be awarding $5,000. You can get to this website through leela.org or go directly to gofam.com. This tells you exactly how to submit your essay and your video, and as well as your Instagram photo. All of the details are there to follow Ask Leela on Instagram, as well as the hashtag that you need to use. And you do have to make sure, if you are submitting a photo on your Instagram, that it is allowed where the privacy settings, where we would be able to access that, where it's not private. Also, through our Financial Aid Awareness Month campaign, we are awarding scholarships that are $5,000 each, just for registering on our website, or if you attend a workshop, and those are both random drawings. Leela also participates with Louisiana Next every year. This is a magazine that is given to all high school seniors. This is another $1,000 scholarship opportunity. The deadline for it is April 30th. You can go to our website, that same area where you registered. You just have to select in the drop-down box that you learned about this scholarship through Louisiana Next and enter priority code Leela 2015. Leela has also compiled a financial literacy page. This is just information to promote financial literacy awareness. And here is the financial IQ quiz to get you entered into our $1,000 drawing for financial literacy. We have also compiled a college planning checklist that can be downloaded from our website, and this is just a step-by-step guide on what seniors need to do their senior year as they approach graduation. We have a checklist for juniors as well. And be sure and follow us on all of our social media outlets. Facebook, we're at Ask Leela, as well as Twitter and Instagram. And we really just want to thank everyone for joining us today. Let's see if we have any questions. Be sure and contact us at info@leela.org or go to our website at askleela.org if we can help you in any way. Thank you again, and we look forward to hearing from you. We also will be posting this webinar on our website, so you